Interesting. Can we go to evidence yet? Guard station where there is still no guard. Still no guard. Why? I wonder. Can I spray everything with luminol? Is there blood on the door? Blood on the lasso? Blood on the cacti? There's blood on the cacti. Wow, we got a reaction. There's clearly blood around the spines here. This room is pretty messy. Someone must have tripped over something and planted their head right in these spines. I think that might be more painful than being murdered. Anything on his uniforms, the hat, the computers. It's hopeless, I know. Texas. Is Texas guilty? Hold on, we did examining. Alright, so I can go to a whole bunch of different places and start spraying things at random. Which is fun, I'm sure. Such as here. Oh, I don't need to examine the bottle. I need to use this one button. Pata. Controls, what are controls? Alright. Soaking everything in luminol. Just in case. Alright. I guess. Nothing more to say to you. We'll get Mr. Marshall to spawn. Everything. I know. Keep talking to him. Could show him things of importance. Wonder how he reacts to the crime scene. Hey, why do you have that? That's from the day it was taken at the prosecutor's office. The day the Detective Goodman's body was found in the trunk. So this means I'm a free man, innocent. If this is a dream, sir, then I hope I never wake up. This is a dream. You'd better wake up right now. Wonder if he knows anything about. Officer Mickens, could you take a look at this? No, okay. Okay, alright. Okay. It'd be nice if we could get Edgeworth. Would know. Does he care? Okay, other possibilities that there are more things here to find that I just haven't yet. Which shouldn't be possible because I kind of have. examine the things. Yeah, I don't think so. But it will show up now on my floor plans. Blood on the telephone. Alright, where do I find the people? Where are the people? Yeah. Well, I guess we could do that. Examine the badger for blood. No? Okay. Gotta try. Apparently I can spray up here. Batteries. Any fingers do you see? I'm sorry, I don't know. Well, that's 20 for the left, but nowhere near that for the right. Get glasses, officer. That wasn't a salute. It was an eye test. Make a good pair. Okay. Alright, so we had... Where did everyone go? We keep talking to Meekins? I don't know what I would show him. Do you think you could take a look at this? Hey! That's it, sir! That's it! That's it! That's what? My head was a blank until this very moment. But, sir, now I remember, sir! You mean you remember what happened? Correct, that card was the cause of it all. This ID card? Exactly, sir, that's exactly it. Nothing can be more exact, sir, nothing. We'd better pry into this one a little deeper. Okay. Crime details. Can you tell me what it is you do remember? Well, sir, you might say I'm a little lost patrolman, or lost of the lamb, if you will. I didn't know much Detective Goodman, who was in the evidence room. And that's why you thought he looked suspicious. So, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to show me his ID card. Well, that sounds pretty much by the book so far. That's right, sir. That's what I've been trying to tell you. So you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do? That's the thing. Suddenly he pointed a knife at me. What? Sir, I assure you, I was just as flustered as you are right now. So I whooped and leapt at him. Detective Goodman pointed a knife at him. Do unto others before they do unto you, my own father's word, sir. What happened then? Well, my sir, everything went white. When I woke, I was here. Right. So, Officer Meekins, why was it that they arrested you? What do you mean, Emma? Let's look at what we know. Now, Officer Meekins didn't know Detective Goodman, and the victim whom he met at the scene of the crime didn't show his ID card. In other words, we have no way of knowing if the victim was really the victim. And if this body just disappeared from the evidence room, we don't even know if anyone actually died. That's it, sir. That's what I wanted to say. That is, I did say something along those lines. Alive in the Canary Islands. Huh? But you still ended up here? They told me that it had to be him, sir. On that day, at that time. Detective Goodman was definitely in the evidence room. And that's what they said. But you don't remember the events clearly? No, but the videotape is quite clear. Huh? Videotape? From a security camera. The crime! My crime! The crime! I swore to snap out! It's there! It's me! It's on tape! You waited until now to tell us this? I'm sorry, really sorry, sir. I'll hand over my badge. I don't deserve it. No thanks, I have my own. Well, guess we'd better go check out the crime scene. Okay, now we can go to place. Route 23, Police Station, Criminal Affairs Department. Hey, Mr. Wright. Look who's standing at the Chief of Detectives' desk. It's Police Chief Gant. And you're sure this is all, You know what this means if there's anything missing. Sir, I'm sure it's most likely totally perfect. We checked all of his drawers, lockers, garbage cans, bags, coat pockets, hats, under his seat cushion, behind his computer monitor, inside his personal coffee machine. I see. Well, if any toad does turn up, you call me right away. Deal? Yes, sir. We'll scour the place again, sir. The Chief of Detectives looks a little flustered. Ah ha ha! Right-o, my boy. How you been? Swim much? Oh, Chief Gant, reporting for duty, sir. Why are you saluting him, Mr. Wright? Is Edgeworth going to be okay? Oh, Worthy? Yo, you know they're doing a little inquiry committee with him. Sounds like an inquisition. Yep, well, they've had no end of trouble with the boy since the last year. You mean the incident on Gourd Lake? It doesn't look good having a top prosecutor sit in the defendant's seat, does it? And you got someone else found guilty in that case, righto? Von Karma. A legend he was, undefeated in his 40-year career. But in court, you fixed it so he was caught for forging evidence. Wait, I didn't do anything wrong. He did forge evidence. In any case, the prosecutor's office is in a bit of turmoil, you might say. Why, they do just about anything to restore their reputation. Now, depending on what that inquiry committee decides, it could be bad for Worthy. What? It's downright odd, I tell you. The detective getting killed on their turf, too, I mean... There, being the prosecutors, I assume? Scientifically speaking, it's impossible. Yes, but that's what the evidence is saying. Goodman was stabbed in 2 locations at the same time. That's what it says. What evidence is this? Now, Righto, I can't give away all our secrets just like that. This in particular, well, it's a little sensitive, and I can't talk about it. I wasn't expecting much, anyway. You know, one thing I hate most of all is hiding stuff. Secrets, can't stand them. But you know... It's a full-time job just keeping the Chief of Detectives' trap shut. Ah, he was the one you were picking on earlier? Oh, you saw that? Whoops. I wonder what it was that he wanted the Chief of Detectives to do. Let's see if we can kind of discreetly ask him. Do I show him things? I mean, I could ask him about SL9. I was wondering, could you take a look at this? No. Oh, sorry, righto. I'm through with that stuff. Through, I say. Go find that guy who can't seem to sit still out there, the busy one. The guy who can't sit still? From the Sleeping Detective Gumshoe? Either him or the Dancing Blue Badger. Alright. There is promised in Edgeworth. Fine. Okay, now we open. No. Still no. And still no. Then I do present him. That was what I showed him, right? No, okay. Alright, I'll show this just in case, because Meekins had the reaction to it. Nah, okay. Alright. Oh, we're gonna go back to detention, I guess. Nothing to add to him. Okay. Right. Is he with the Badger? He's not with the Badger. Nobody's with the Badger. Okay, so where is the Gumshoe? Nothing more from you. Are you here yet? Still no. Are there more things I can show this fella? Now I get the people to show up. What are things he doesn't know yet? You can tell him where he found blood, but he probably knows about that. Where do I find them? Need to get in. The evidence room is beyond that door. Let's just walk in. It won't open. You thought it'd be open? I think we'd need someone's permission to go in there first. Yeah, that's what I want. Show more things if it keeps spilling. Do you think you would respond to, have any reason to respond to several of these things? You don't care about parking stubs. No. Poor fella. Nothing added to you? No. Okay. I need to find more evidence. More things to respond to. A suspicious stepladder. Nothing on the drum or the barricade. Or up here. Where is he? You won such a prestigious award. Why wouldn't you just leave it on the couch? Yeah, you'd think he'd want to show this thing off more than that giant steel samurai. Then again, Edgeworth has always been like that. Really? Hey, I should write this down. Tell me what he was like as a kid. Back in elementary school, he won awards for all kinds of things. Speech contests, essays, playing the flute, golf tournaments. It doesn't exactly sound like typical elementary school stuff. But he always hated receiving awards. He'd make some smart remark like, I know the path I've walked, no one else needs to tell me. And that's how he's always been. Kinda gets under your skin, doesn't it? My, what an amazing bouquet. No kidding. Hey, there's a card on it. Back from the dead, Wendy. Wendy? I've heard that name somewhere before. And he recited, a giant steel samurai. Wow, I want one. There's something written on the bottom of his foot. Between a rock and a hard place, Wendy. Wendy? Is she Mr. Edgeworth's fiancée? No. I don't think so. Okay, so we did already examine some of that. As the chess game moved on. Hey, chessboard! I'm not too up on my chess, but it looks like blue's in a bit of tight spot. The red knights have surrounded the blue pawn. Huh? Those horses are mounted knights. Their swords have really sharp edges. And check out that poor pawn, his head is kind of spiky. Kind of reminds me of you. Mr. Edgeworth must be an avid chess player. What's wrong, Mr. Wright? Edges surrounding a pawn with spiky hair? Nah, it's nothing. Okay. So I'm missing something, but I don't know what I'm missing. I'm assuming I'd have to get more out of Gant. But I don't know what more I would get out of him. He doesn't want to talk about things. Yeah, I don't care. You want a steak lunch? Nah. examine this place. For traces of blood. Okay. Might there be more in here besides the cactus head? So we already saw that. I mean, they fought. Wait, they fought. So the stuff on the cactus might have something to do with that. I can't present that to Meekins, though. So complicated to move around here. Yeah, didn't care about that. Alright, this is eluding me for the moment. And we've definitely kind of run over our time for today trying to figure it out. So we'll just leave off here. Oh. I want to thank all y'all for spending time with me today, and I hope that y'all have a great day out there. Oof.